Good morning and welcome to FlossTube number 18. It is just barely morning. This is the second time I'm recording this video today. I blame my husband. I got through the entire recording and went to play it back, and there was no sound. And apparently when he was doing some recording of some of his video clips, somehow some setting got changed in my phone, in the Filmic Pro app that I use, and it wasn't recording sound. And frustratingly, it took quite some time for me to figure out what was wrong and fix it. So, but I'm happy to say, although I asked for my husband's help with it, I was actually the one who came up with the solution, which is quite a thing in our house because he's the techie guy, not me. So anyway, I'm back, and the good thing about recording twice is maybe I won't ramble as much. Sometimes, and maybe I won't spill coffee on myself like I did in the first attempt at this video. Let's hope I still have coffee. Hopefully I don't spill it on myself. Oh, I didn't say. My name's Christine. I'm CMD586. That's Cat Mother Dog 586 on Instagram. Today is June 11th, Monday, 2018. And first off, I want to do a couple of shout outs. I have been trying to watch FlossTubers who are going to be at StitchCon. I'm trying to make sure I've seen everybody, that I have at least some familiarity with everybody, all of the FlossTubers who are going to StitchCon before I get there. And I think that there's still several I haven't watched, but I'm trying. And I wanted to thank Bendy Stitchy for creating a playlist for FlossTubers who are going to StitchCon, to help us make sure we're watching some of everybody if we want to try to do that. So shout out to Bendy Stitchy for that, and to all the StitchCon FlossTubers who I can't wait to meet, and all of the non-FlossTubing video making FlossTube fans who are FlossTube watchers who are going to be at StitchCon. I can't wait to meet you guys. And then I wanted to shout out Emily C. Eclectic Possessions, who doesn't exactly need my shouting out. Everybody watches her, right? And Stitcherista. I was watching Stitcherista's one of her newest videos, her diamond paint with me video. I am interested in diamond painting. I'm resisting at the moment, but I am interested in diamond painting. I'm afraid to get into it, but I because I'm afraid it'll be a big money pit for me. But I am against my better judgment interested. So I watched Stitcherista's latest diamond paint with me video, and in it she did a tag, and I'm not super into tags. My videos are long enough without like giving myself other things to talk about, but she did a tag, and we haven't seen that many tags recently either. She did a tag by that Emily C made, Eclectic Possessions. So and I also went and watched, I liked it. I liked that tag. I don't like all the tags, but I liked that one. And I went and also watched Emily C's video. I haven't watched the one where she does her own tag. I would be curious to watch that, but I watched, I think it was one prior to that, her post New Jersey FlossTube retreat video, and that was a really good one. And she's such a nice lady, and I can relate a little bit to her. She talks about a little bit in and about being concerned about what people will think of her, that she's unemotional and bitchy and stuff like that, and how that she isn't, but she worries about coming across that way. And anyway, I can kind of relate to that. My whole life, people have thought I was bitchy and stuck up. Well, not my whole life, not so much anymore, I don't think, or maybe I just don't care anymore. but my older childhood, throughout my young adulthood, you know, I was frequently, people thought that I was cold and unfeeling, and I was called a bitch on many occasions, and it's really not true. I'm quite a sensitive person, actually. Just ask my husband. but I think that I'm not shy, but I am reserved, and although that may not come across in these videos, in my real life, I'm fairly reserved, and I take some things fairly seriously, and I live in my head a lot. You know, I like to read, and I like to cook, and I like to do like quiet things that just involve me, and that leads to adjectives like stuck up and bitchy, and, you know, things like that, when really it's not that at all. And I'm sure many of you can relate to that. Anyway, watching her video, and when she was talking about her experience at retreats and her worries about how she might come across to other people, I could strongly relate to that, even though I don't think she and I necessarily would give any impression to other people that she and I are very much alike at all. I could definitely relate to that, and I'm sure a lot of people could. So anyway, we all love Emily C. Go watch her if by some chance you're not already. But I'm really looking forward to, I know that that A Stitch Too Far, Ingeborg, was interviewed by Jimmy FlossTube, and I'm really hoping at some point to see that video. And I've been paying attention to Emily's channel and stuff like that, and haven't, which I think is where all the Jimmy FlossTube videos crop up. It's been a while since I've seen one, so if I'm missing something, let me know. But I am eagerly awaiting that video. So, okay, I think that's all the shout outs I wanted to do. Okay, stuff I got. I am still doing well on saving money. I'm making gains on saving money for StitchCon. I'm going to have quite a generous amount of money that I'm allowed to spend at StitchCon. I'll probably spend it all. I may not, but I probably will. So, but nevertheless, I did get a few things this week, and one of them, I got the Yakuto-san head mount magnifier that Christine at Stitch All the Things did a pretty thorough review of, but it's this one that comes with 5 different magnifiers that clip into there, and you wear it, you know, kind of like you would wear glasses, and it works okay for me. I think it's going to be useful. I was debating that or the ones that, like, I think D Squared or one of the D Squared ladies has, that hangs down here and the magnifier's down here. And I probably would have been a little bit better off with that one just because I wear glasses. I played with this, and I can wear this with my glasses. It's a little bit awkward, and it does work. But I think if you wear glasses, and I don't have contacts, I've never worn contacts, and I don't really ever plan to, but if you wear glasses, you might think about it. It does work, but I think it's not ideal for those of us who wear glasses. So I'll probably at some point also buy one of the other ones. None of these are very expensive. I'll probably also buy one of those other ones. I forget what they're called. I want to say like Mag Light or something like that, but that's something else too. So anyway, whatever. I got that. So, and I tried it out. It does work. If you want a thorough review of that, go watch Christine at Stitch All the Things. It's a while back. But one of her videos has a really thorough review of those. And in the, I don't think she says it in her title, but if you look at her descriptions, she is one of those people who's real good about putting links and stuff to all her stuff in her videos. And there is a link in her description to this Yoctosun magnifier. So that'll be the video in which she talks about it. And I think, because I clicked on her link, I'm hoping she got a little, oh, what's the name? You know, money from, tiny percentage from me purchasing through her link, because I did purchase through her link. So, you know, hopefully she got some benefit out of that. Okay. And then I spent $75 with Pamela Hoover McIntosh, again, at Stitcher's Paradise. She's the one on Facebook. I've talked about her many times. She had, I'm hesitating to share this story, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I didn't pay enough for the stuff I got. She's a very generous person. And I want to share that. And I want to say that every person that orders from her, to my knowledge, she always sends at least a little something free, to that person. So you can expect that. I've ordered now quite a few times from her, and she's gotten to know me a little bit better. And she's given, this time, you know, she gave me quite a high dollar value of free stuff. And so I don't want anybody to expect that, because that's not the norm. And she doesn't owe anybody anything. And she's a wonderful, generous person, and I greatly appreciate everything. And she's well worth buying from. Her prices are excellent. Even discounting anything free she might send to you, you're going to get a good deal if you order anything from her. But I paid $75, which isn't enough for what she sent me. Basically, she has some Victoria's sampler patterns, which I'm pretty darn into Victoria's sampler patterns. If I had to pick just one designer that I can't live without, it would be Victoria's sampler. And so she had some on there, and there's a sense of urgency on her site, because, you know, she is basically selling stuff from a now closed retail store. And so once it's gone, and her price is really good. So I said me please on a couple of Victoria's sampler patterns that she had on there. If I remember correctly, the value on those, the price I was going to pay for those was going to be $45, which was a very good deal for what these are, because they are the patterns and the embellishment packs. And the embellishment packs alone on those things are, they run at least like $35 a piece, and sometimes a lot more than that. So I got, I said me please to those two things, and then she contacted me, and she says, well, you've picked two Victoria's sampler patterns. I would like to make it buy two, get a third free. Is there anything else of hers you're interested in? And I said, send me a comprehensive list of everything you have, Victoria's sampler, and I will pick something, and I will be happy to pay, and I will of course pay for the two most expensive ones, and be happy to accept the third one free. And she did that. She sent me a list, because I didn't want like to just pick from, you know, the comparable priced ones. I wanted to pick from any of them I wanted, and because she hadn't listed them all yet, and so I wanted to get in on this, and of course I want to pay a fair price, you know, because she deserves it, and you know, so I made it clear that if I picked a big one, that I would be thrilled to pay for the big one. And so that is what happened. Is she sent me a list and I picked something, and then meanwhile she says, you know, those stitching parlor patterns that you were looking for with the Jane Austen inspired stitching parlor patterns that I said I didn't have any of, I do have one more, and would you like it? And I was like, oh yeah, whatever it is, I'll take it. Take my money. And so she sent me one of those, and those that she charged me $7 for. And so the stitching parlor pattern, and by the time she adjusted the price to give me one free of the 3 Victoria sampler patterns I chose, my total was $75. And then after I paid her, she says, oh, I sent it in the mail, and enjoy the little surprise that I sent you. And and you know, I just never know what to expect. You know, a little surprise she doesn't owe me anything. I don't care that I've ordered from her, you know, several times now. The price I pay for her is very good all by itself, without any free stuff, without the buy 2 and I'll send you the 3rd for free, and without the little surprise. And the little surprise was not a little surprise. So, but I'm going to show you everything I got for $75, and it is easily $200 worth of stuff. So I'm very grateful, and I want y'all to know what a lovely person she is, and to go buy from her. I don't want anybody to expect, you know, to get the amount of stuff that I've gotten for free, you know, because she doesn't owe me anything. It's wonderful that she's done that, you know, and I want to share that generosity, but I don't want to establish an expectation that is too high, you know, but I think that you all are like reasonable, respectful people, so I think it'll be okay. So first off, last time we spoke, I had talked about the Stitching Parlor Jane Austen inspired patterns and how I wanted them all. And the one that, and I have Daughters of Longbourn. If anybody's looking to sell me any of these, I have Daughters of Longbourn, and now I have Fanny's Treasures inspired by Mansfield Park. And so there's several more that I'm still looking for, only by the Stitching Parlor. I know there's other Jane Austen, there's plenty of Jane Austen inspired patterns out there, and currently I'm not really interested in any of them, just the Stitching Parlor ones. So if you have or know of any more of these, or spot them somewhere, let me know, because I want to buy them. So there's that one that I paid $7 for. Then the 2 that I requested from her before she contacted me were the Southern Garden Sampler with embellishment pack. The Southern Garden Sampler. Really pretty, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Really pretty. I love Victoria Sampler. Victoria Sampler can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. And the other one I requested is U is for Usher. It also comes with the embellishment pack. U is for Usher. There is the Usher. There's an umbrella and a ukulele and a unicorn and a unicycle. Some things I don't know what they are, but the great things about these patterns is there's many details in the instructions. I guess that's the Union Jack. So it'll tell me, like, when you're stitching, you know, the ukulele. So all those details will be in there. So if I don't know what something is, I will be able to find out. This is really fun. And this is interesting because I don't see anything on this one. On most of the alphabet samplers, there is like, in the embellishments, there's usually one or two treasure type things, you know. And in this one there isn't, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. So lots of prettiness going on here. And then she sent me the third pattern in the buy two get three free. I chose this Heirloom Family sampler with beehives, and it says, and with embellishment pack, it says, "My family is a sheltering tree, strong branches to comfort me. There's no place that I'd rather be than with my loving family." And then there's space down at the near the bottom to put names or whatever you want to put there. And I can't decide if I'm going to put Anton and Christine for me and my husband, or if I'm going to try to include Max in there, or if I'm going to put our last names, or what I'm going to try to do. So I haven't decided, and this is a bigger Victoria sampler pattern than I've ever had. So, and this one was clearly more expensive than the others, and this is the one I, technically paid for. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. So, and then the free thing she sent me, the little surprise, is I is for Ice Skater. See, look, free. I is for Ice Skater plus embellishment pack. So, yeah. Give me some more, like, platinum 28 count linen, and I'll be set for a long time. Okay. So that's everything I got. Now, I did, before I go on to my whips, I did some fabric dyeing. I was just in the mood to do some fabric dyeing. I knew what I wanted. I wanted a dark navy blue. I was hoping to use it on my Told in a Garden, is it Country Store or General Store? I don't remember. I think it's Country Store. But anyway, that pattern, I wanted a darker blue to use, and I have some that I could buy, but I just thought, well, I'll just make something. And I failed at that. I got a good color, but I couldn't get it as dark as I wanted. There may be some tricks I don't know, but I think it may just be the type of fabric I'm using. I'm using this 32 count white even weave. It's not linen, and I know that different fabrics take dye very differently, but nevertheless I'm not experienced enough to know if there's any way I could have gotten that to dye darker than I did or not. But anyway, so I dyed two fabrics, both of which I'm happy with, one of which didn't turn out how I wanted to, but I'm still quite happy with it. So this is, well, it's an orange. To me, it reminds me in real life of like an orange sherbet, so that's what I might call it. Not that it matters what I call it. Sorry, distracted by noise outside. We have some troublesome neighbors. Not too bad, but you know. And I dyed this with tangerine. This is 32. The base of this is 32 count white even weave of some sort. And I used tangerine to get this. And this is pretty much what I was going for. I was going for an orangey, Halloween-y friendly piece of fabric. And I already started something on it, so I'll show you that in a bit. And then the other fabric I got, I used the other fabric, same type of fabric, the 32 count even weave. And it's not as dark as I wanted. And I dyed the crap out of it, but every time I went to rinse the excess dye out of it, this is as dark as I could get it. So, and I'm no expert, and I can't be bothered at the time right now to like Google and find out, you know, everything. So you know, and I am happy with it because I can think of a lot of things that this will look good on. And it is really cool looking. It looks like, you know, kind of faded blue jeans. It's not modeled. I wasn't really going for model. I mean, maybe a little bit, but it's really not modeled. But I wasn't going for modeling. I was just going for a color. And nothing too dramatic. And of course like I said, I kind of dyed the crap out of it. I kept dipping it in the dye and kept rinsing it out and stuff like that. So if there was any modeling, there wouldn't have been any modeling by the time I was done with it. But there's quite a few things I can think of that this would look nice with, but it's not gonna work for the, I mean, it probably would, but I don't want it for the, for that country store, Told in the Garden pattern, because I want a darker blue for that. So, so there's that, but I can think of a lot of things that this would look wonderful with. So that is the fabric dyeing I did. And then my whips. So last time I spoke with you, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee here. I brought water this time too, so at least I won't be going, oh my God, I'm so thirsty and I didn't bring water. Coffee and water. But it's no longer first thing in the morning, so I'm no longer as dehydrated. Because by the time I realized I was having major issues with the video, I needed to eat something, and yeah, I tried to do this very first thing in the morning, and that just didn't work. So let me make sure I'm not forgetting stuff. Yes, I'm good so far. So last time we spoke, I was working on Coastal View, and I was saying, oh, I might work on it a little bit more, and then I might put it aside and work on something else. Well, I worked on that sucker, and I worked on it, and I worked on it, and every day I would think, maybe now is the time for me to switch to something else, and I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to switch. I just wanted to keep on going on it. And so I did until I finally got tired of it. Oh, so here is a picture of what it looked like before. And here's what it looks like now. You're gonna be impressed, because I'm impressed. Look at all that work I did on it. Look at that. That's a lot of hours. I just kept on going. And it's looking great. And looking at it again, it makes me want to take it back out again. But I have other things that need attention. Speaking of which, I've decided to UFO a couple of things. I love all my patterns, and I'm gonna do them all if I live long enough. But I have a few things that are just not calling to me for the most part, because for one reason or another, I'm not wholehearted about them. Not that I don't want to do the project, but that I don't want to do the project like I'm doing it. There may be more than these, but for sure I've decided. And you know, like, life is too short. I just feel like if I'm not 100% excited about something, or I think about working on something and I go, oh, but I don't like that, or I don't like this, or whatever, like, I think I should just scrap it and start over, or get rid of it entirely, or whatever. So there's at least 2 projects that I'm going to scrap and start over. There may be more than that. There's some things that I have some minor reservations about. Like, I have a couple of pieces that are being worked on fabric that's not any fun to work on. They're a little bit smaller pieces, though, and the fabric looks good. I'm just not 100% thrilled with it. And those I will probably keep going on, because I am going to like the end results quite a lot. So, and they're smaller, so they're not overwhelming. So I'll probably keep those. But there may be a few more that I do this. But I've decided that I'm going to be more picky. That if something isn't just... If I'm not 100% enthusiastic about something for some reason, I'm going to really not be afraid to, like, get rid of it entirely or start over or what have you. So I'm going to do that with, for sure, Teresa Wentzer's Stroke of Midnight, because I really, really, really want to be working on that in Blitz Stitch's method. And I don't care that it looks good as is, and I don't care that, that I got a good chunk of it done, at least a page. I need to start over on it and enjoy my time with it. And if I use Blitz Stitch's diagonal parking method, I will do that. And minus that, I just don't want to pick it up. And I haven't picked it up in way too long. And I don't ever want to pick it up because I just want to work it in that method. So I'm going to just start it over. So, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm going to feel good about, not having it weigh on me anymore. I don't know when I'll start it over. It may be a long time from now, but I'm not going to tell myself, oh, I should work on that thing when I don't want to. I'm just going to start it over when I get again to. And the other thing is my Lady and the Tramp. I just do not like the threads. They're not bad to work with, but they don't look as nice as I really want them to. So I'm going to do what Mrs. Oh So Crafty did and convert all the threads to DMCs and start over, because I'm sure that I'm going to be much happier with them. Hers looks so much better than any of the other Disney Dreams that I have seen out there. It just looks so much better. And not to hurt anybody's feelings about ones that they have already completed with the called for threads, but hers just looks so much better. And so I want to follow that example, because I'm just really underwhelmed with how mine is currently looking. So I'm going to start it over, and I think I'm going to be a lot happier with it and a lot more enthusiastic about it. So it's a beautiful pattern. So there's that. Okay, so that was Coastal View. And then after that, I got out my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, because it was really calling to me. I didn't work on it as much as I intended to, and indeed it is still calling to me. But then I decided to do my fabric dyeing, and when I did that fabric dyeing, then I had that, and I started to kind of looking at, like, what can I put on this orange fabric, and I found the perfect thing, and then I had to start it, so I got waylaid. But I'm going to go back to this soon, because it is still, as I said, it is still calling to me. I think it may be something that I take with me to StitchCon. I don't know. I'm having to think real hard about what I take to StitchCon, and I mean, I'm struggling to determine what I'm taking to StitchCon. Really, it's only a few days. I don't need that many projects, and I might start something new while I'm there too. So, I'm worried about my lighting situation, and so I want to make sure I take at least a couple of things that I can comfortably see in any light. Like maybe my realist kits, because those are real easy to see. I probably won't take the Beagle kit, because the way I have it stored is kind of bulky. But I'll take the other kit. The fabric on that is super easy to see, and the needle's big, and it's just if the lighting situation is just, if I completely fail on lighting for myself while traveling, I will still be able to work on that. And then I have some like Mill Hill kits and stuff. I don't think I'm inclined to take those. I think I will also take my Death by Cross Stitch. It's on 36 count, but it is on platinum, which is real easy to see. And so I think I can see that real well. And since it's only 2 threads, there's, not as much like switching off and stuff like that going on. Anyway, sidetracked. Let me show you a picture of where Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow was. And here it is now. So I didn't get that much done, because I only worked a few days on it before I got waylaid by fabric dyeing. And I love this one though. I finished her hair, and I did the pumpkin and the cat. The cat doesn't have eyes yet. He's not going to have French knots like the bat, although he could, but it doesn't call for French knots in him like the bat. So this cracks me up, because speaking of the bat, I get so many people commenting it that they feel sorry for the bat, which just makes me laugh. I think his wide French knot eyes just make him look scared, and everybody's like, oh, the poor bat. Poor cartoon bat. I just think it's funny. But I love this project. Oh, I love it. And the colors are amazing. Amazing. Okay, so finally, after my fabric dyeing successes, I decided to start something on my orange fabric, and this is the best. So this is an ink circles pattern. It came out of the Just Cross Stitch 2013 Halloween issue. This is the entire length of it. It is 1/4 the size, because I'm doing it over 1 on 32 count. and it's a square. It's 115 by 115, but this is as long as it gets because it's 1/1 with 310, one strand of 310. And I am going to do it twice and make a biscornu over of it. And I think it is going to be stunning as a biscornu. I mean, I just think that black, the coverage is fantastic. And even though it's not anchor, the coverage is fantastic. And I just think that black against that sherbet colored fabric, that light tangerine, whatever you want to call it, I just think it's going to be really unique and elegant looking, and I am super excited. And this will be the first biscornu I actually keep. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, love it. Love it, love it. Might take this to StitchCon. I could take this to StitchCon. I might have the first one finished before I go, but I won't have the second panel done. Because yes, I will be stitching both sides. I won't be just doing a border. I know I could, but I won't. I will be stitching both sides completely. And I think I could, like, I can see that, you know, without the lights, without special lights. I think I could get away with that. So there is that. So that is it for my whips and everything. That's it for most everything. You know what's funny? This video is like 20 minutes shorter than my first attempt at this video, because that is what happens when I refilm. I cut the babble, even though I feel like I did babble. I cut the babble and I get down to business because I'm sick of hearing myself. Even if you aren't sick of me yet, I'm sick of me yet. So, okay, so here's the thing. The drawing. I already did the drawing on the previous video, and I don't want to redo the drawing because I don't think that's fair. So the results of the drawing were that Yarn Friendly, she won one of my other drawings, so I think I probably have your mailing address. But if you see this video before I have contacted you to tell you you've won and I'm sending you the stuff, contact me and give me your mailing address. You won something of mine a while back, and so I think I can dig through my email and find you. But if you don't hear from me and you're watching this video, then get in touch with me. I would really like to mail this out to you before I go to StitchCon, and like right away. So but anyway, yeah, I just didn't feel like it was, although I like for you to be able to see me do the drawing on the video, I didn't feel like it was fair to draw a second time. You know, I drew the once and Yarn Friendly won, and I didn't feel like it was fair to her to like scrap that and redo that. You know, that doesn't seem right to me. So so hopefully everybody's okay with the fact that they didn't see me do the drawing. I didn't have that many entrants anyway in this case, but hopefully everybody's okay with the fact that they didn't actually get to see me doing it. So, you know, it is what it is. And I guess that's it. This will probably be, I think my husband is going to tack a little something on here, so stay tuned for that in a few minutes. But it being June 11th, I will not be filming a video until after StitchCon. I don't anticipate doing any fancy vlogging or anything like that at StitchCon. It kind of remains to be seen. I may take some short clips. I'm sure I'll take some pictures, you know, but that's not going to be my focus. And I really just want to go and stitch and enjoy people. And I don't know what I'll do. So don't count anything. And then I, hopefully shortly after I get back, I will be filming a video. I plan to spend a crap ton of money, so I'll have some stuff to show. I may not have much progress to show, but I will have some stuff to show when I get back. So it would be nice to do a video. But we'll see. Things are a little tight around here, time and energy wise. And going, my son's out of town right now. He's visiting his grandparents for this month, and he's coming back a few days after we get back from StitchCon, and then a couple of days later, he's leaving town again to go to a fine arts camp in Sitka, Alaska. So like that stretch of time between after StitchCon and my son getting home and my son going again is going to be a little bit tight. And I'll film a video if I feel like I can, but I might not. So maybe the first few days of July before you hear from me again. But I can't wait to meet some of you at StitchCon. I wish I could meet everybody at StitchCon, but that would be an awfully big convention. But I will see you again soon, and stay tuned in the next minute or two for my husband. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
After Stitch, hello. This is Anton and Christine's husband, and I'm out hiking in the Sandy Beach Treadwell Ditch area. Christine noticed that I used her scissors last time. So we're outside. Maddie and I are hanging out at Sandy Beach today. That is Juneau down there. This is where Christine and I live. We've got cruise ships and lots of tourists and big, wonderful mountains to climb. I'm excited about going to Cincinnati and proving that it's not such a and Maddie and I are hiking around here, and this is one of the many places in wonderful Juneau, Alaska. About 100 years ago, this whole area used to be a very busy mine. It's called the Treadwell Mine, and now there's not much left except plants and the occasional building. Right, Maddie?
No, I just want to go poop and eat stuff I find in the ditch.
Well, I don't want you to do either of those things. The poop's probably unavoidable, but eating in the ditch, no. What are you eating now? God. So, what cool things are there in Juneau? Oh, besides dog poop. Damn it. All right, hold on. So, with Beagle ownership, there's a right way to pick up dog poop, and there's a wrong way to pick up dog poop. I'm gonna go with the right way, but I'm not gonna film it. Well, this is a pretty spot. There's lots of pretty spots along this trail. Beagles are really good at finding bubble gum and plants that may or may not be edible, but they're eating them anyway. And let me see, she ate a crab shell a few weeks ago, but that didn't seem to hurt her, fortunately. It's pretty. Hopefully, you know, Cincinnati's pretty and not a shithole. Ah, look, we're drinking more salt water. God, stupid beagle. So, this right here, I think, is the site of the cave-in. When the mine stopped being a mine, the reason it did was they had this really big cave-in and a fire, because, you know, the cave-in wasn't enough, so they had to have a fire too. So they had a cave-in and a fire, and then the mine closed. And I think that this, if you were to like go over there and go diving or whatever, you could probably dive down into mining tunnels. And on the other side of this hill, there's something called a glory hole. And it's not probably what you think of when you think of the term glory hole. So get your minds out of the gutter. It's actually a big hole, and I'll go show it to you. My plan is to do lots of walking when we're in Cincinnati. It'll be kind of weird though, because everywhere I go here, I've got a dog tethered to me, but I won't have a dog tethered to me in Cincinnati. I think that'll be real interesting. A little bit freeing, not having to deal with dog poop or anything. Wow. So this is the glory hole. That waterfall fills up the lake at the bottom, and the lake goes into the mining tunnels and comes out in the ocean where we were before. So that's it for this week's After Stitch.